present uncertain. The future looks bleak.
And thrilled to the exploits of Heracles has ended.
Ended? Oh, how... But surely Zeus...
Zeus! Zeus was among the first to go, as mortals no longer feared his thunderous rage. And without Zeus, the center could not hold itself. And even Athena, for all her wisdom, could not evade the onrush of oblivion.
What is to be my fate? Am I to be like the others? Am I too destined for oblivion?
You not say.
What about you?
Me, Momus, god of criticism, satire, and blame. I have found a place in men's hearts as never before. I, Momus, once among the least important gods, have found this new world reimagined in my image. In my image! Ah! Is that not surprising? Is that not amazing?
Be what you will, you are wrong if you think mortals will forsake beauty and pleasure. I shall endure.
Aphrodite, you yourself do not realize beauty and pleasure are but mere ornaments without love. To exist, you must prove that mortals still believe in love.
How may I prove this?
By finding someone who is willing to sacrifice everything. Do that. Remember, he must be willing to give up everything. He must be willing to die.
To die for me? Oh, to die for me? Oh, you say that as if it will be a challenge. Am I not Aphrodite? Can I not will a man to fall in love with little more than a smile and a raised eyebrow, a mere flirtatious glance?
Your challenge, O vivacious one, is not merely to infatuate. You must find a mortal who will love you, pure and unselfishly. Do that, and we shall see.
Where shall I find such a man?
Yes, I think Athens.
Ah, yes. I remember it well. It will be good to visit the Parthenon again. The gleaming splendor of the Acropolis. How pleasurable it will be to visit my temple near the Agora and gather shells in the warm blue waters of the Aegean.
Actually, I was thinking Athens, Ohio.
Behold, Aphrodite, a mission unkind, in small-town America, a mortal to find.
To love and adore her, and for good measure, willing to sacrifice his life for her pleasure.
You there, mortal.
You talk to me?
Tell me, mortal, where would I find men?
Anyway, what do you want to know about me?
I want to know if you would be willing to die for me. Well, I'm waiting.
Die for you. I'm afraid now. You see, what you want is a younger man who doesn't know any better, or an older man who could care less.
And where would I find such a man?
Well, you could go to the bar up the street, the corner, the campsite. You can try there.
What? No one comes forward. Ah, perhaps they cannot hear me above the noise. I shall speak more loudly. Who wants to buy me a drink?
Anything. What's your pleasure? I'm sure it would be my pleasure too.
Then, are you willing to die for me?
What's that?
You are refusing me? You are saying no?
No, I'm saying hell no. I thought my girlfriend was a man, you know.
I cannot believe it. Perhaps I should not have spoken to him in that way, but no one has ever refused me before. Oh, this is all so new, so confusing. How will I find someone who is willing to die for me? What am I to do? Oh, God, what am I to do?
Poor Aphrodite.
Wondering why.
She can't find a mortal.
For her willing to die. Her
Her
breast
breast
has her
has
in
her
a terrible jam.
What
What should she do?
Frankly, I don't understand.
How come so sad? Has someone else been foolish enough to leave you here alone?
No, I came by myself. I'm sad because I have not found a man who is willing to die for me.
Are you new here?
Yes, I arrived only this evening.
Well then, I'd be happy to show you around. Not that there's much to see, but I am a great guy to not see much wit.
Well, I think I would like to not see much with you, but first I must know if you would be willing to die for me.
Odd how that keeps coming up. Tell you what, how about I get to know you first, since say, in about 60 or 70 years, my life will be yours to do with as you want. Not in a hurry, are you?
Yes, now I find that I am becoming attracted to something I have discovered here.
Oh, and what is that?
To you, mortal. I find that I am strangely attracted to you. Very well then, Herc. You may forget that I am a goddess. From now on, I shall be just like everyone else.
Aphrodite, somehow I doubt you can be just like everyone else. So then, about taking you home, where are you staying?
No, in a villa on Mount Olympus.
Guess I should have seen that coming. How about where are you staying while you're here in Athens, Ohio?
Would others be staying with you at your own place?
No, just me.
Well, then that is where I will stay as well. Does it have a small screen with sound and pictures that move?
You mean a television?
Will you tell me how they make the people so small?
How about I explain that to you in the morning? This is one night I definitely don't want to risk falling asleep in front of a television.
Momus, where are you? It is Aphrodite. I'm here.
So, you returned, finally. And have you also found a mortal willing to die for you?
Yes, I have found such a man.
Wonderful, wonderful. But are you sure?
Yes, I am sure.
Well, how do you know? How can you be certain?
Because I am willing to die for him as well. Being a goddess no longer interests me.
Not even a little.
I only came here to tell you what I have decided. Do you choose to wish me well?
I am Momus. I wish nobody well. Leaving Olympus to live in Ohio. That sounds so...
And now it is time to leave. Farewell, Momus.
You'll be back. You'll see. You will be. You'll grow bored of being with the mortals and you'll return. You will. I know you will. Wait. Now, oblivion awaits me as surely as it awaits you. Now, what am I to do as I await oblivion? What Oh, where should he go?
What should he do?
Alas, he is a god.
His talents are few.
Aphrodite, you returned sooner than I expected.
I almost forgot. This is where we'll be staying. If you happen to be in the neighborhood, you are always welcome. And should you need a place to stay, you may use the spare room in our basement.
The spare room in your basement? In your...
Goodbye, Momus. Perhaps one day we shall see each other again. Come, come.
Does it at least have its own bathroom?
By the way, I invited the mayor to Friday like you suggested.
Oh, do you think he'll come?
Jim has to check with Sally first, but they said they'd definitely try to make it. He seems especially eager to meet you. About Momus, we've discussed this before.
Yes, I know, and I thought you might say that, so I arranged for Mandy, one of the girls I work with, to go out with him. She even agreed to pick him up.
Aphrodite can't cook.
But her is quite happy.
At Momus, thank the gods.
Left for dinner with Mandy.
Oh, Jim, good to see you.
You sound surprised. Now, you did invite Sally and me to dinner tonight, didn't you?
Yes, of course. Speaking of which, where's Sally? She is. That's my Sally.
Well, I don't know what's gotten into him. I've never seen Jim so anxious to get somewhere before.
It's not right to be late.
Actually, Jim, you and Sally are early.
See, I told you. Say, Herc, that apron is quite becoming. Do you also do windows?
Hello!
Oh, Jim, Sally, this is Aphrodite. Aphrodite, this is Jim, the mayor of a fine mini metropolis. This charming wife.
Aphrodite, I am so very, very pleased to meet you. Herc has told me so much about you.
Oh, that's funny. Nobody told me anything.
Dinner is almost ready. How about some wine in the meantime?
Ah, yes, there's some fresh wine in the kitchen. I will grab it.
Fresh wine?
It's in the kitchen.
Fresh wine.
Yes, Jim, it's the only kind we drink. And now, I'd like to propose one more toast to Momus.
Yes, Momus. Why are you back so early?
About that, it seems I had a slight misunderstanding with Mandy. And she seemed genuinely fascinated by my explanation of how I use my superior knowledge of sarcasm to accomplish the very same thing. And during a lull in the conversation, I casually asked her how far along she was, and the next thing I knew, I was standing on the sidewalk staring at the taillights of her car as she sped off.
Well, you seem awfully young to be retired, Mr. Moe.
Actually, he's older than you might imagine.
What did you do for work before you retired?
Well, you could say I was a critic.
You mean like a theater critic?
Yes, theater, among other things.
Oh, what a coincidence! Our daughter is an actress. She performs regularly at community theater.
Community theater. How extraordinary.
In fact, she's appearing in an original production next week. What's it called, dear?
I believe it's called The Fool. She has one of the lead roles.
Say, how would you like to see the show and write a review of the production? I am sure everyone involved would love to have a real critic review the production.
Actually, Momus is quite busy just now. Aren't you, Momus? I doubt he would have the time.
Oh, nonsense. Herc, for something as important as this, I feel almost obligated to make the time. And besides, haven't you and Aphrodite been encouraging me to get out more? I think this would be an excellent opportunity to do so.
But it's community
Ah,
theater.
now, her community theater. It's good community theater.
Yeah, you see? Good community theater. Hey, your worries that I might be too critical really hurt.
Now, Mr. Moses, I am sure we can have a ticket with your name on it waiting at the box office, Mr. Moses. Now, what do you say?
Well, when you put it like that, what can I say? A toast in honor of your daughter. To community theater and to fools everywhere.
A prearranged date. A promising talk.
A misunderstanding.
A miles-long walk.
Can Momus recover?
Was he to blame?
A plane to review.
Does Momus have game?
Oh, well, he promised not to be too critical.
Perhaps he has a different definition of critical.
Oh.
One assumes that a key piece in community theaters to limit expenditures, and the cast must be limited to the bland coloring.
And lack of imagination proved but a minor distraction. That said, a better choice might have been to leave the stage completely bare and allow the audience to imagine what might have been. Indeed, no single cast member performed well enough to foster feelings of inadequacy among even the least talented members of the troupe, nor interfered in any way with the cast's relentless drive toward mediocrity.
Fine. Perhaps there's a virtue in being completely honest. Let's try this. Momus, I want you out.
Oh, don't get your loincloth caught in a rigor. I'm already working on it.
You have
As a
to-
matter of fact, I've already lined up my first gig, I believe it's called. I'm shooting a wedding this very Sunday.
And how did you manage that?
I found this thing called Angie's List. Ever since the wedding, I've been trying to come up with a new business to get married. Frankly, I don't know why anyone would want to get married. Ugh. Now, divorce, I understand. I invented divorce. Oh, here, I'll demonstrate. Hello, at Dump the Dork, we help you to immortalize your separation from the jerk you never should have married in the first. Anyway, I have found that when it comes to people who are getting divorced, they seem to appreciate my insights much more than people who are getting married. And accordingly, as a result, I've been able to make a contribution toward the household expenses.
Yes. Thanks to your generous contribution, I was able to completely fill the propane for our gas grill.
And now, I should like to propose a toast to mortals and to gods. May there always be enough blame to go around.
Oh, miss.
To Momus, may the wind blow hard at your back and carry you far, far off on your new adventures. Look, Aphrodite, I've been thinking, now that it's just the two of us, perhaps we should put aside the old stories.
Put them aside, but these stories are part of who I am.
Then perhaps there should be new ones. Perhaps we should create our own mythology. What do you say, my once and future goddess?
Create our own mythology? I don't know. What exactly did you have in mind, mortal?
Aphrodite and her.
At long last, alone.
While Momus and Mandy
Made plans of their own.
Our play is concluded.
Love indeed conquers all.
Only one task remains.
The